Beneath our feet, buried under centuries of dust and stone, lie the remnants of civilizations long forgotten. Their names have faded from memory, their stories erased by time. Yet, fragments of their existence persist. Enigmatic ruins, strange artifacts, and myths that refuse to die. Who were these people? What knowledge did they possess? And perhaps most chilling of all, what caused their disappearance? Imagine a world where history is incomplete, where vast empires rose and fell, leaving only whispers of their glory. As we journey into the shadows of forgotten civilizations, we will uncover secrets that challenge everything we know about humanity's past. But be warned, the truth hidden beneath the surface may be more terrifying than we ever imagined. The Earth is scarred with the remnants of ancient civilizations, their ruins a silent testament to a forgotten past. These were not primitive societies, stumbling through the darkness of early history. No, these were cultures of staggering advancement, their knowledge seemingly beyond their time. Yet, they vanished, swallowed by the abyss of time. And the question that haunts us, why? Göbekli Tepe, the temple of the unknown. The discovery. Beneath the arid soil of Turkey lies Göbekli Tepe, a site older than the first cities, older than agriculture itself. Massive stone pillars rise like sentinels, carved with creatures both familiar and unearthly. This temple was built 12,000 years ago. By whom? No one knows. These were supposed to be hunter-gatherers, yet their creation defies logic. The darkness beneath, why was it buried? Not by nature, but by human hands. It's as if they sought to hide something. The carvings tell stories of beasts and symbols that elude understanding. Some archaeologists whisper of warnings etched in stone, warnings ignored. Did these people encounter something that forced them to erase their presence from history? The Indus Valley civilization, the silent cities, the discovery. In the lands now spanning Pakistan and India, the Indus Valley civilization flourished, a society of impossible precision. Their cities were meticulously planned, their technology rivaling modern engineering. But they left behind no kings, no armies, no monuments to gods, only silence. Even their script remains undeciphered, their voices drowned in time. The disappearance. They vanished without warning. There are no records of conquest, no evidence of gradual decline. It's as if they were erased overnight. What force could annihilate a civilization so thoroughly? Was it a plague, a natural disaster, or something far more sinister? The chilling pattern. These are not isolated incidents. Around the world, from the Mayan cities abandoned to the jungles, to the mysterious sea peoples who erased entire empires, history is littered with stories of sudden disappearance. Each civilization rose to extraordinary heights, only to fall into inexplicable ruin. The deeper we dig, the darker it becomes. Were they victims of their own hubris, or did they awaken something that should have been left undisturbed? The forgotten empires of the past are more than relics. They are warnings. Their silence speaks of something we cannot yet comprehend, a shadow that fell upon them and erased them from existence. What if the same fate awaits us? What if the darkness that consumed them is only sleeping, waiting to rise again? When civilizations vanish, they often leave behind remnants, artifacts, structures, and whispers of their knowledge. But the secrets left by these forgotten empires are not always comforting. Some defy understanding, hinting at knowledge beyond their time. Others carry ominous warnings, as though they foresaw the darkness that would consume them. The forbidden knowledge of Göbekli Tepe. The carvings at Göbekli Tepe depict animals and symbols that do not align with the flora and fauna of the region. Strange serpents twist around humanoid figures, and there are celestial patterns that suggest an understanding of the stars far beyond what their era should allow. The star alignments. Some researchers claim the site aligns with constellations not visible to the naked eye 12,000 years ago. Who, or what, gave them this knowledge? The warning of the serpent. Snaking across the pillars are depictions of serpents devouring figures, surrounded by what appears to be chaos. Was this art, or a warning of a force that they encountered, one that ultimately led to their burial of the site itself? The Indus Valley's deciphered whisper. Their undeciphered script has taunted researchers for decades. But a chilling discovery has emerged. Patterns in the script resemble mathematical sequences. Some scholars speculate it could be a code, not for language, but for something far more advanced. Artifacts of the unnatural. Seals recovered from the Indus cities depict strange beings with elongated heads and multiple limbs. Were these representations of gods, or memories of something real? The silent collapse. The absence of weapons in their ruins raises an eerie question. If there was no war, then what obliterated them? The absence of battle suggests an unseen force, one against which no preparation could suffice. The Mayans, masters of the unknown. Deep in the jungles of Central America, the Mayans built their cities with astonishing precision. Their astronomical knowledge rivals that of modern scientists, and their calendars predict events far into the future. The calendar's end, the infamous end date of the Mayan calendar, was not merely a countdown, it was a marker, a moment in time that they feared. What knowledge did they possess that led them to create such a precise timeline? The disappearance. Entire Mayan cities were abandoned overnight. Theories range from drought to famine, but no evidence explains the speed or scale of their exodus. What could drive an entire civilization to flee into the wilderness? The artifacts and structures left behind by these lost civilizations are not just relics. They are messages. Some speak of advanced knowledge, others of catastrophic endings. But all carry the same chilling undertone. These societies knew something we do not, something that led to their erasure. What if these secrets were meant to warn us? What if we are destined to repeat their fate? The collapse of these ancient civilizations is one of history's greatest enigmas. Scholars have proposed theories to explain their vanishing acts: environmental disasters, invasions, and internal decay. But these explanations often fail to capture the suddenness and totality of their decline. The truth may lie in darker, more unsettling possibilities. Environmental catastrophe, nature's wrath, or something else? Environmental changes are often blamed for the collapse of civilizations. Droughts, floods, and volcanic eruptions could devastate entire societies. Yet, the suddenness of many collapses raises an unsettling question: were these natural events, or something far more sinister? The Mayan drought. Researchers believe a prolonged drought contributed to the Mayan collapse. But ancient carvings suggest they viewed the skies with dread, describing celestial events as omens of destruction. Was it merely climate change, or did they witness something in the heavens that led to their doom? The Indus Valley's shifting rivers. It's said that changing river patterns forced the Indus people to abandon their cities. But the eerie silence of their ruins suggests something more abrupt, something that wiped out their culture with no trace of a struggle. Invasion. The shadows that came from afar. The fall of civilizations is often attributed to invasion. Yet, in many cases, there are no signs of conflict, no bodies, no weapons. What, then, could these invasions have been? The Sea Peoples. In the late Bronze Age, an enigmatic group known as the Sea Peoples ravaged the Mediterranean, destroying empires. Their origins remain unknown, and their disappearance is just as mysterious. Who were they? And did they bring with them something that doomed not just others, but themselves? Unseen invaders. Legends speak of visitors from beyond, entities that arrived and left destruction in their wake. Could these invaders have been more than human? Could they have been something humanity could not fight? Self-destruction. Forbidden knowledge unleashed. Some suggest that these civilizations collapsed because they reached too far, unlocking knowledge or powers they were never meant to wield. Göbekli Tepe's builders. The deliberate burial of this site suggests its creators feared something deeply. Did they unearth something they could not control, forcing them to hide their works and fade into obscurity? The Mayan prophecies. The Mayans' obsession with cycles and cosmic events hints at a fear of forces beyond their understanding. Did their knowledge of celestial patterns foretell their own doom, or perhaps invite it? Theories of environmental collapse, invasion, and self-destruction each hold pieces of the puzzle, but none fully explain the eerie similarities in these disappearances. These civilizations left no bodies, no battles, no clear traces, only silence and ruin. Perhaps the truth is too unsettling to accept, that these societies did not merely fall, but were consumed by something beyond our comprehension.
Repeats itself. The fate of forgotten civilizations is not just a relic of the past. It is a chilling reminder of our own vulnerability. The patterns are clear. Great societies rise, achieve unimaginable heights, and then vanish, leaving behind only echoes. What if the forces that destroyed them are still out there, waiting to strike again? The hubris of advancement. The more advanced a civilization becomes, the closer it seems to edge toward destruction. Göbekli Tepe's architects, they harness knowledge beyond their time, creating monuments that defy explanation. But perhaps their achievements were their undoing, inviting forces they could not comprehend. What if humanity today is walking the same path? Are technological advancements pulling us closer to the same precipice? The Mayans' cosmic obsession. Their intricate knowledge of the heavens was both their pride and their fear. What if they saw something in the stars? An impending doom that we too are approaching but cannot yet see. The signs of collapse. Throughout history, certain signs precede the fall of great civilizations. Social unrest, environmental decay, and technological overreach. If these patterns hold true, are we already on the brink? Environmental fragility. Like the Indus Valley civilization, we rely heavily on stable natural systems. What if a sudden shift, not unlike theirs, plunges us into chaos? Global connections. Today, humanity is more interconnected than ever. A single event, an unseen force, an unknown invader, could unravel the entire fabric of society in an instant. The dark forces that linger. If the forgotten civilizations of the past were consumed by something more than natural disaster or internal collapse, what if that force remains, waiting in the shadows? Ancient warnings, the recurring themes in their ruins, serpents, celestial symbols, apocalyptic cycles, may not be myths but messages. Messages we have ignored. The cycle of oblivion. What if history's pattern is not accidental but deliberate? What if humanity is caught in a loop, each rise leading inevitably to a fall orchestrated by an unseen hand? The ruins of forgotten civilizations are more than relics. They are warnings etched into the bones of the earth. They remind us that even the greatest societies are fragile, that the forces of destruction are always lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike. As we stand on the precipice of our own technological and societal advancement, we must ask, are we the next civilization destined to fall? Or can we break the cycle and escape the fate that has claimed so many before us? Perhaps the answers lie buried in the shadows of history, or perhaps it is already too late. In the silence of ruins, there is a voice, a whisper from the past that calls out to us. The forgotten civilizations of Göbekli Tepe, the Indus Valley, the Mayans, and countless others leave behind more than stone and mystery. They leave behind a warning. Nothing lasts forever. Their stories are not simply about collapse, but about the forces that drove them to the edge. Forces we still do not fully understand. Was it their hubris, their pursuit of forbidden knowledge, or something darker that erased them from history? And most chilling of all, are those forces still watching, waiting for their next victim? Humanity stands where they once stood, teetering on the brink of great advancement. But the lessons of the past remind us that the higher we climb, the farther we have to fall. The ruins beneath our feet are not just remnants of history, they are tombstones, etched with the fate of those who came before. As we push forward, building ever greater monuments to our own progress, let us not forget the shadows that linger behind us. For in those shadows lies a truth we cannot escape. History's greatest empires fell, and so could we. The question remains, will we heed the warnings of the past, or will we join the forgotten? Our cities swallowed by time, our names erased from memory?